Because the Constitution guarantees the permanent existence of the militia as integral elements of the balance of power, the President, the Congress, the Supreme Court, nor any state can disarm them. For disarmed militia are no militia at all. Thus, if Congress, influenced by some gun control lobby, neglects to provide appropriate arming of the militia, as stipulated in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 16, the states must arm their militia anyway and take legal action to thwart any unconstitutional legislation passed under the influence of the gun controllers.
It's pretty obvious, I think, by now that the so-called gun control lobby that seeks to disarm Americans really, if you look at who they are, almost all of them have some kind of a direct or indirect financial or political tie to the government itself. And since we know that governments, especially powerful, tyrannical governments, do not want citizens to be armed, and they're all for gun control, it's not difficult to understand why the people who are either in government or who are dependent upon government or close to government in some way should be in the vanguard calling for gun control. They do not want people to be armed to resist a tyrannical government because they are part of that tyrannical government.
Thomas Jefferson said that the one thing that was essential to the maintenance of liberty was that people never lose what he called the spirit of resistance. Whenever we see any attempt to strip us of our fundamental freedoms, especially the freedom of the right to keep and bear arms, there can be no compromise. The line in the sand must be drawn on this issue, or the First Amendment and all the other amendments to our Constitution are really irrelevant.
The founders wrote the U.S. Constitution so we, the people, would always have our state militia to guarantee there will be no repeat of tyranny like that suffered under King George.
King George III was an angel compared to people we have running the New World Order today. The final equation, what we face, is a much, much darker thing than our forebears did. Politically, militarily, they were facing an enemy just as powerful, who'd never been defeated before. They were ragtag. King George was just an oppressive pig who wanted to suck off people.